On this episode of Whether or Not Anne has a feature on Pennsylvania's fall colors, Mike Spagnuolo will dive into the forecast for this upcoming whiteout game, and our nature and the news stories are going to blast off into space. Don't go away. Whether or Not starts right now. Welcome to another episode of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Allie Debicki.
And I'm your forecaster, Michael Spagnuolo.
Well, Michael, it's been pretty warm here in State College. Temperatures almost record-breaking.
They were in the low 80s on Tuesday and close to that again on Wednesday. I know I had to dig into my dresser and find my shorts. They were a little wrinkly because they've been put away for a little while. I didn't think I'd be pulling them out again so soon.
You know, warmth came back with a vengeance, but this weekend not looking to be so warm.
Yeah, not be wearing shorts at the Ohio State game Saturday evening. I'll, of course, have the details on that forecast in just a little bit.
All right, well, on to some nature and the news. Ancient DNA research has revealed that Ice Age cave artists record a previously unknown hybrid species of bison and cattle in great detail on cave walls more than 15,000 years ago. The cave paintings depict bison with either long horns and long forequarters, like the American bison, or with shorter horns, more similar to the modern European bison. The mystery species, known affectionately by the researchers as the Higgs bison, originated over 120,000 years ago through the hybridization of the extinct aurochs and the Ice Age steppe bison, which spanned across grasslands from Europe to Mexico. Research led by the Australian Centre for Ancient DNA has revealed that mystery hybrid species eventually became the ancestor of the modern European bison, which survives in protected reserves such as forests located between Poland and Belarus.
The Orionid meteor shower will be taking place through this upcoming weekend. It will be peaking during the early morning hours of Thursday and Friday with about 25 to up to 100 meteors per hour expected. The Orionid meteor shower is one of the top 5 meteor showers that occur yearly as the Earth passes through debris clouds along its orbit around the Sun. This particular debris cloud is leftover ice and dust from the passage of Halley's Comet. Unfortunately, a large amount of the United States, especially here in Pennsylvania, will be shrouded in cloudy conditions over the next few days, making viewing of the meteor shower difficult. Even if skies are clear, however, the bright waning gibbous moon will make it difficult to see every shooting star. If you are looking to the sky, the meteors will originate above the eastern horizon near the constellation Orion and shoot across the entire night sky.
For the first time in 2 years, an orbital ATK Antares rocket has successfully launched into space. Departing from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility on October 17, 2016, its sole mission was to deliver supplies to the International Space Station, ISS. The upgraded Antares rocket soared into the night sky at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, with orbital ATK's Cygnus cargo capsule secured on top. Millions of observers along the U.S. East Coast had the opportunity to view the rocket's ascent, which was visible as far north as Boston to as far south as central South Carolina. After liftoff, about 9 minutes into the mission, Cygnus entered orbit carrying its load of 5,100 pounds of science experiments, hardware, and other supplies for the astronauts on board.
The Philippines took a double hit this week by a landfall of both Typhoon Sarika and Typhoon Haima. Typhoon Sarika made landfall in Hainan in the northern Philippines on Tuesday as an equivalent Category 1 hurricane, quickly weakening to a tropical storm. Heavy rainfall was the main impact, with 8 inches falling in the capital city. Typhoon Sarika is now making a second landfall near the China-Vietnam border. Typhoon Haima also made landfall in the northern Philippines, but as a much stronger equivalent Category 4 hurricane on Wednesday. However, this was down from its peak intensity as a super typhoon or equivalent Category 5. Additional heavy rainfall of 8 to 12 inches are expected, and wind damage is anticipated to be widespread. Haima is also expected to make a second landfall through this weekend in southern China. The mild weather we had this week will be coming to an end for the upcoming weekend. A cold front will be moving through the region during the daytime hours on Friday. It'll be traversing the entire Commonwealth and moving through most of the East Coast by Friday evening. But you can see we expect widespread rain, especially during the first half of the day on Friday, with just tapering to some showers later on in the day. And then as that low pressure system continues to strengthen and move its way off to the east during the daytime hours on Saturday, with high pressure building into the west, we can expect strong north to northwest winds during the day on Saturday, perhaps even 20 to 30 miles per hour. And that will continue to keep those scattered rain showers around with the lakes still warm. Of course, we're very early into the cool weather season, so expect lake effect rain and snow showers on Saturday. Look, mostly just going to be rain showers in central Pennsylvania, but the ridgetops in north central Pennsylvania, especially during the evening and overnight hours on Saturday, cannot rule out a few snowflakes, but I'm not expecting much in the way of accumulation. That low pressure system will continue to strengthen, but will move off to the north and east for the day on Sunday. Winds will begin to weaken just enough to allow a good bit of sunshine, and we'll get rid of those lake effect showers. So expect a cool, seasonable day on Sunday, maybe a nice day to go out and see some of those fall colors. And of course, here's an update on where we stand with the fall colors. We have peak conditions now across northeastern Pennsylvania, and that will begin to spread across most of the north central mountains. We are now near peak and along the I-99 corridor. Moderate color here in State College and the rest of the Commonwealth. Another week or probably 2 weeks away from peak color from State College in points south and east. But by next weekend, we could be talking peak colors for a large part of the mountain ranges here in Pennsylvania. So with the sunshine and the seasonable temperatures on Sunday, might be a great weekend to go out and see some of those fall colors. So the details on the forecast for the weekend: 60 degrees on Friday. Again, periods of rain, but just some showers expected during the afternoon hours. Friday night, those showers will continue. It will be cool with the cold front having now passed through, a low temperature of 41 degrees. And then on the day on Saturday, when those tailgate lots open, it will be chilly, but temperatures will be climbing to about 50 degrees. They'll struggle to make it any warmer than that with the strong north and northwest winds that we will have. But if we do get any showers, they will be passing through. I do not expect a steady rain all day, although it will remain cloudy. So if you do have those tailgate tents set up for the rain, make sure they are mounted down because it will be breezy. Now for the big game on Saturday versus Ohio State at 8 p.m. kickoff. We have the Beaver Stadium whiteout. At kickoff, do expect the temperature to be about 44 degrees, and that will drop down into the upper 30s overnight on Saturday. It will be breezy for the game time, not quite as windy as it was during the day, and I cannot rule out some passing showers for game time. Now for the day on Sunday, 55 degrees, mostly sunny skies, a very seasonable day, temperatures near average, an overnight temperature of 42 degrees with a few clouds hanging around. That's it for your forecast. Next up is a feature by Ann Rodden taking a look at the fall colors of central Pennsylvania.
I'm Ann Rodden reporting from Slab Cabin Park. Fall foliage has a lot to do with weather and climate. Let's take a look. Weather influences the amount and brilliance of color in autumn leaves. Temperature and moisture can affect the color. A moist growing season followed by dry sunny days with cool nights produce the best fall colors, but varying combinations of temperature and moisture make each autumn unique. Professor of Forest Ecology and Physiology Mark Abrams is studying the varying and complex responses of temperate tree species to environmental interactions as well as vegetation classifications of mid-Atlantic forest types.
There was a lot going on with climate and fall colors this year. We had a prolonged drought in July and early August, which would generally be thought of as a negative for fall colors because that reduces physiological activity and reduces chlorophyll and pigment production. So that in itself was a slight negative, but then we had fairly good rainfall, at least in central Pennsylvania, starting the middle of August and into September. I know we're still down overall for the year, but I think most trees were going into the fall in decent physiological condition. But interestingly, another negative that we had was warm fall temperatures. Normally what we want in late September into the middle of October is actually dry conditions again. We don't want that so much during the growing season, but during the fall it's good. But we need a nice normal cool down with a lot of evenings getting into the low 40s and even into the 30s. and even having some light frost bringing out good color. So there were a lot of things this year that should have caused bad coloration, but yet I've been surprised that there's a lot of trees that actually look fairly good. It's the type of year where you can find almost anything that you're looking for. If you're looking for climate causing bad color, it's out there. If you're looking for climate causing late color, it's out there. But if you're looking for good fall color, there's plenty of that also. The maples, red maple and sugar maple, were phenomenal this year and really contributing to most of our color. It's interesting that we're in the third week in August and we still haven't hit our peak, and normally the peak should have been like 3 or 4 days ago. And that's because of the warm fall, and here we are into the 80s this week, which is almost record warmth. But yet, what I always say is that fall colors are surprisingly resilient, even when the climate is challenging the fall colors seem to find a way to come out. And I think we're really being saved by some great maple coloration this year.
Year-to-year variability of the colors and their peak is also expected to increase. This will make predicting the timing of peak colors more difficult in the years to come.
This year's fall foliage has shown its true colors. For Weather or Not, I'm Ann Rodden.
A quick recap of the forecast for the upcoming weekend. Periods of rain on Friday as that cold front moves through. Temperatures in the midday will be into the low 60s. It will then fall overnight into the lower 40s rather. A few showers still lingering around on Saturday. It will be breezy. Will not rain all day, but it will be cloudy. Temperatures getting to barely the 50-degree point, with temperatures falling down into the upper 30s after game time Saturday evening. And then on Sunday, looking like a very seasonable, great fall day, 55 degrees your afternoon high and mostly sunny skies. Now taking a look at the extended forecast and the outlook for next week, temperatures will still remain at or just a bit below average, with the high temperatures into the upper 50s during the afternoon. Now, I have it dry here, but I cannot rule out a passing shower on Monday. There will be a clipper system likely moving by to our north. Right now, it looks like to stay far enough north, but I cannot rule out a shower, especially in the morning hours, as that forecast may change here a few days out, particularly for those fast-moving clipper systems. And then later on in the next week, looks like we could have a slow-moving disturbance that will linger on the rain chances for a few days into the weekend. But if that does occur, it looks like temperatures will be a bit warmer than average, likely into the upper 60s for your afternoon highs.
Well, thank you, Michael, for that forecast. I'm definitely going to be bringing that heavier jacket to the game this weekend.
And maybe even a hat and gloves, of course, with the wind we are expecting. If you are standing around for a couple hours, it may begin to feel quite cold Saturday evening.
Yes. Well, now on to our Weather Whiz quiz. Earlier in the show, we asked, when in central Pennsylvania do the average peak for fall colors occur? Is it A, September 30th, B, October 19th, C, October 30th, or D, November 5th? If you guessed B, you are correct. The typical range for the peak in fall colors is usually October 14th through the 24th.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're about a week or two maybe behind schedule here in central Pennsylvania. The fall color has been a little bit slow to get started. Of course, we did have some warm periods in September, and we are still in some drought conditions. So over the next week or two, those near peak and peak conditions will begin to move their way into Center County.
Yes, some slow and steady progress for the fall colors. Well, that's all we have for today's show. I'm your host, Allie Debicki.
And I'm your forecaster, Michael Spagnol. Have a great rest of the weekend.